Thank you, Brian. After a long and intense battle for one of the most watched races in North Carolina, Republican incumbent Ted Budd is holding on to his seat in North Carolina's 13th district. That comes after defeating Democratic challenger Kathy Manning. Budd had a comfortable lead for most of the night, surpassing Manning 52 to 46%. Manning wrote to volunteers and supporters in a press release last night, thanking them for making the race a competitive one. Budd said he expected a challenge this election, and the two raised millions of dollars during that race and also took several shots at each other through attack ads. Budd exclusively told us earlier this morning he thinks what he's done over the last 23 months secured him his seat.
They just know that I've done a lot of hard work on the constituent level, whether it's veterans or whether it's working with people on the opioid crisis. I think people said I've done good work and they wanted to send me back, so I'm very grateful.
And taking a look this morning in the 5th District, Virginia Foxx is going to be serving for an 8th time. She walked away as the winner with the defeat over Democrat Dee Adams. Foxx took 57% of the votes, while Adams was only able to get 43%.
Over in the 6th District, Republican Congressman Mark Walker is preparing for his 3rd term after taking down Ryan Watts. Walker has talked up the GOP's effort to create jobs and increase wages. He says he plans to make health care and immigration a priority moving forward.
On the political race, we're going to stay after it. We've got some things that we'll work on tomorrow. We may look at a potential position or two in Congress that may be open. We're still making that decision as we look in the next couple of days.
Walker won 57% of the vote to Wyatt's 43%.
Republican State Senator Phil Berger will hold on to his seat in the 30th District for his 10th term. He defeated Democrat and political newcomer Jen Mangrum. Senator Berger says he is looking forward to continuing the work the General Assembly has done since he has been Senate President pro tem.
God bless you. Thank you.
Now, Mangrum says that she does
basically, said that they understand what we've been doing, that they approve of what we've been doing, and that they have not been willing to listen to a campaign that is based primarily on misinformation, disinformation, and in some instances outright lies. So I'm very pleased that we see that result.
And as I was mentioning, Mangrum says that she does plan to run again in the next race. 8:04, our team coverage continues this morning with 2 upsets in 2 Triad sheriff races.
Democratic newcomers are set to take the top job in Guilford and Forsyth counties. So this means Forsyth County Sheriff Bill Schatzman is on his way out and Bobby Kimbrough will take over. He has 53% of the vote there. In Guilford County, Republican Sheriff B.J. Barnes is out by the same margin. Danny Rogers won that race.
Meredith Stutz is live in Greensboro this morning. Meredith, we are now hearing responses from both of these men.
Yes, we are. For more than 20 years, B.J. Barnes led the Guilford County Sheriff's Office, and after last night, there's a new sheriff in town. And an upset, Danny Rogers, the Democrat, beat Barnes with more than 50% of the vote. The 67-year-old Republican sheriff vied for a 7th term, but came up short. Rogers is no stranger to the sheriff's office. He comes to the job with experience, both in the High Point Police Department and as a detention officer and deputy sheriff with the office. We spoke to both men after the County Board of Elections made the call.
I'm not, because I am a Republican in a Democrat county. I've had 6 elections that I've won as a Republican in a Democrat county, and that was what overcome the number of Democrats is what it came down to.
I didn't focus on Barnes. I focused on the needs for the community. So Barnes never was my focus. I understood, and I don't take the seat from him by disrespecting him by no means. But he was never my focus. The focus is the community of Guilford County.
Rogers, now sheriff-elect, and he is set to be sworn in the next couple of weeks. Rogers says that he wants to focus on restoring relationships with the community and the office, and he also says he wants to restore accreditation with the office as well. Reporting live in Greensboro this morning, Meredith Stutz, WXII 12 News.
Meredith live in Greensboro. Thank you. The balance of power for the House of Representatives is now in favor of the Democrats. It's been 8 years since they had a majority in the House. They picked up at least 23 House seats, giving them a total of 230. Republicans now have 205 seats. One of the Democrats' newly won House seats includes South Carolina's 1st District, which has been Republican-held for more than 25 years. Attorney and engineer Joe Cunningham beat Representative Katie Arrington, who ousted Mark Sanford earlier this year in the primaries. Experts say Democratic candidates had fundraising advantages in a number of races leading up to the election, and Republicans hope that a growing economy along with the Trump effect would be enough to overcome voter turnout. Now, this is a slight loss for Republicans. They will keep control in the Senate, though, giving them majority over critical federal nominations, including the Supreme Court.
Well, 6 constitutional amendments were all up for vote on Election Day.
This gave North Carolina voters the opportunity to change the state's constitution for the first time in nearly 50 years.
And 2 of those amendments did fail. Both would have taken power away from the governor. The first was about judicial vacancies. The second would have created a bipartisan state ethics and election board.
The 4 other amendments passed. The first includes the right to hunt and fish and additional rights for crime victims. There is also an amendment to cap the income tax rate 7% and voter ID. All 4 of those amendments passed.
8:07 this morning, Winston-Salem and Forsyth County voters approved of all 5 city bond measures. The 5 bonds would cost $122 million and go toward 5 different projects, including Parks and Rec, streets and sidewalks, housing, economic development, and public safety facilities. Now, the funding will come from a property tax increase, that being 4 cents on the dollar.
And if you want to get a recap of the Election Day results, you can make sure to download our free WXII mobile app, where all of the information is readily available under the Commitment 2018 tab.